Hello and welcome to Open Minds. This is my first video recording our new project here on Facebook. Open Minds is an idea that I came up with. By the way, my name is Pat McLoughlin. That'd be handy to let you know that who I am. Forgive my nervousness around this. It's a while since I did radio business back in the late 90s with Limerick 95 FM. My special guest today is Valerie Conway. I don't know where we can zoom in and catch Valerie's quick picture there or not, but we will in a few moments, and she'll be telling you all about what she does. And she has informed me today about a special alignment that's going on the planet. I've done my small bit of history, Valerie, regarding the planets are closest to the universe at the moment. So it's a great, great time to change our minds with negative thoughts and negative feelings. So just a briefing of what we're going to be talking about for the next 10-15 minutes. Valerie will be joining me in a few moments. If you wish to subscribe or get involved in Open Minds, please go on to our Facebook page and just tag us and we'll invite you in. This is for like-minded people, or it's for everybody, but really it's up to you whether you want to change or not. I know for me, it's my business is to change my life because I want to grow and to be the man I wanted to be when I came into this earth, not those belief systems and thought beliefs that would have brought me up in a younger generation. So I'm honored to have some great NLP people around me for the last 10-15 years. And I hope with all that experience that I've gained with them, that we'll be interviewing over the next few weeks, live on Facebook, probably around the time of 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. So we'll be announcing that as we go along. My own Facebook page is Patrick Joseph, but the Open Minds will give all these announcements as well. So for the interest of people who are interested in healing, obviously we're in quarantine at the moment. There's a lot of mental health issues there prior to all this. I think the fact that the brain is such a complex issue as well, it's no harm in we delving in there to see how we're feeling, to understand our subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind. So much abundance of work that can be done here on Open Minds, and we can bring it home to you live here in Limerick on Facebook, and we'll see how those evening group meetings will go. We're currently recording on Zoom, and we have a mechanism that may suit us going forward in future where we can bring in other people. And because we're in quarantine, we'll have to do all those videos obviously from home, but we'll get there. This is our first interview, so please forgive me if there's any hiccups or slip-ups or misunderstandings. You haven't got the opportunity out there at the moment to say I'm wrong or right at the moment, but you will have that time. It gives me great pleasure to invite my first guest on Open Minds, Miss Valerie Conway. Valerie, can you hear me loud and clear there in Raheen?
I can indeed. How are you, Pat?
Good, Valerie. It's great to have you. And I've been a friend of yours down through the years, and we've grown up together, and we've actually dibbled and dabbled in our own investment in the mind and understanding the consciousness of different stuff. And it's good to have people like you around, that we are in touch with each other, and that's one of the reasons why we set up Open Minds. And when you sent me a link this morning describing what I discussed earlier regarding the planets being closest to the Earth at the moment, there's a fine energy out there at the moment. So let me correct me if I'm wrong. This is my understanding of it, Val. We are closest to the planet, with all these planets are closest to the planet at the moment, and there's a certain energy out there at the moment that change our thoughts and our mind with any negativism that's out there as well. But in the meantime, please discuss what you do anyway. In the meantime, I believe you just finished the course and all this.
Yeah, the course I've just finished, I've just qualified as a law of attraction coach, but just keeping myself busy during quarantine, I suppose. In reference to the link that I sent on, it's basically just utilizing this very special time over the next 24 to 48 hours. And that is, it's actually Dr. Bruce Lipton, who I'm a massive fan of, and himself, Nia Peoples, and Dr. Rashid Buttar, got together and they put out this little time-sensitive YouTube video, and it's asking people to tune in at 11 o'clock their time. Now, just tune into themselves, not tune into anything like online or anything like that. Tune into themselves at 11 o'clock a.m. or p.m., preferably both, and at whatever time zone you are in. So basically, every hour on the hour for the next 48 hours, that there will be a surge in positivity. So what they're asking is to tune in. Yes?
Let me just jump in there, Valerie. Right now, we're recording this on Sunday at roughly around 4 o'clock. So the next time is going to be 11 o'clock tonight.
Yes.
The first one was actually last night at 11 o'clock. I missed that one. I got your video there this morning. And when is the next ones then? Did they go into Monday? So we have tonight at 11 o'clock Sunday.
Yeah. I don't know when they recorded the actual video, but to be honest, I don't think it matters. To me, it's more important to tune into yourself regularly and lift up your vibration. And I just think that then by doing this collectively and reaching across the globe is absolutely amazing, but to continue it on anyway, like I'm tuning in each hour on the hour when I can, and just having a little think to myself, breathe into my heart, think about health and harmony on the planet during this time of immense fear. And by doing that, I'm raising my vibration. That in turn ripples out and affects my family and affects everybody. Like, they've done the huge meditation studies that when people come together, I think it was in New York, I'm not sure, there's probably people here who could correct me, but it was in America, and they did a huge study with a few thousand people meditating. And then they contacted the police afterwards, and there was a drop in the crime rate for the following 48 hours after that collective meditation. So imagine the impact of people around the world in all the different time zones, and every time it hits 11 o'clock, or tune in every hour on the hour, whatever suits you, if you think of it, and just raising up your good thoughts, your good vibrations, and we all know the impact of it. So that's what it's all about, and I'm just so excited to share that, because I think it's so beautiful and just so badly needed in this time where fear has taken over the entire planet and could be more dangerous than this CV virus itself.
Just to clarify what you said there, Valerie, just coming back to the part where Dr. Bruce Lipton has emphasized, and you're totally right about that meditation practice, where crime was down there. I'm very aware of that when that did happen that time, by my own teachers when they told us there a few years ago about that. But Bruce Lipton has said that there this morning as well. If we're all in the one hymn sheet, because we're all energy, and we're all trying to change our minds and change our perspectives. And if this is the energy we're receiving right now because the planets are so close, this is a very dynamic time for us, for example, to let go of negative thoughts or negative beliefs or negative consciousness of the parts where we want to heal ourselves, the pain.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so at the moment, everything is really, really magnified. So the impact of this will be double fold. And as they said in the video, 1 and 1 doesn't equal 2, it equals 11. So I just loved that. Absolutely loved it.
What does that really mean? That means there's a quantum field of people receiving that?
It is just reaching out further and further. So instead of like the power of 2 people, 1 and 1, it's actually reaching 11 people because everything is so magnified at the moment. That's my understanding of it.
That's true. And that's the best way. We won't go into it to a deeper scale, because for a lot of people, even for us to understand it, I suppose it's like God. It's like air. He's there. Air is there, but we can't see it.
Yeah.
Would that be the best way of putting it?
Yeah,
Today?
Yeah, I always speak of this as, I would compare it to Wi-Fi. You don't see it, you don't feel it, but when you tune into it, you can reap the benefits of it. And it's the exact same with ourselves. When we tune into ourselves and get our frequency up, now we don't have to be at 100% all the time. I think just getting above the 50% mark, you're in a positive zone. But it is perfectly okay to go into those lower zones as well, as I have so many times. There's ebb and flow with everything. and you learn through the adversity of it and the harder times as well. So don't beat yourself up if you do find you're going under the 50% mark. That is perfectly okay, and there's learning in that. But try and keep focused on the breathing as much as you can, and breathe into your heart, connect the mind and the heart together, and reap the benefits of it just by raising your vibration. Any bit over 50% is great, because nobody wants to be going around all woohoo, happy clappy all the time. That's not sustainable. We're talking about real lives and being realistic, because I do find in a lot of this work, if somebody feels they're not getting their vibration up enough, then they're beating themselves up even more on the inside, and that's just counterproductive. So any step up is absolutely amazing.
I threw out a quote there this morning, Valerie. It's all right being positive, but it's better being silent as well, to understand yourself as well. I think we forget that, yes, we need to be positive, but that sometimes keeps down the negative feelings that we have going on for us as well. Whether that does any good for us or not, you know, I know for the work that I've been trained in email with Fran McDonald and Denise Maroney, we have to feel the negative emotions and feelings as well as feeling the positive ones, you know. As you walk down the road today, everyone is saying, like, we're trying to stay positive, which is good. But it's also a good time to, let me say in a matter of bold French, to clean up our shit, Valerie.
Yeah.
Now is a very quiet time, and it's a good time while we have the time to deal with our minds. In your own alignment, do you feel with this quantum, closure at the moment with people, do you feel a lot more people are getting aware of themselves?
Yes and no. I think it's very relative to everybody. Like for me, myself, being a mom to a toddler, my life has an awful lot. I don't have much time to myself. So life has kind of continued, only we're not getting out and mingling with people and stuff like that. Obviously, work has suffered as well, and I've had to adjust that. But it depends on where people are. Like people who are on their own, they might be feeling the loneliness, and it's great that we can stay connected through the power of the internet, which is incredible. Some people are just diving into self-pity, but that in itself will be healing as well. Like, so they don't even realize that they are doing the shadow work. It's kind of happening spontaneously, I would think. It really, really varies for everybody and where they are on their journey. But I do think if you're not drowning everything in alcohol and Netflix and Disney Plus, then I think you have a great chance of learning and growing through this. But it's relative to everyone.
I'm not trying to say I'm a great guy now, right? But I had 2 bottles of beer this week, and I haven't turned on the television in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So, thank God for Plassy and at the bank. And my son gave me my workout in his back garden. We have that bond, which is even better. And yeah, I suppose all the studies too of all the good stuff that's coming out of this. There's great stuff on YouTube at the moment, Valerie, regarding our mind, and it's a great opportunity for people to start off with the very basics as well. There's some super stuff out there, and now that we have the time, it's a great time for healing our minds.
Yeah, it really is. It's a fantastic opportunity if you can utilize it. The amount of businesses that have given their services for free online since this happened was immense. It was actually a bit overwhelming, to be honest, because you're trying to fit them all in. And so for me, like, I know at the beginning I was like, oh, I want to do this and I want to do that and I want to do the other, and I have to remember I'm an exhausted mother at the same time. That doesn't change.
No, I do have sympathy and empathy for all moms, because you're so used to your routine as well. There's nothing harder and tougher, and loads of love for all this as well, than minding children. But when you're used to the situation and looking after your own businesses as well, it can be a 24/7 situation. I was actually speaking to my own manager, Monica, who has autism children, and it's more difficult for her. I'll be hoping to interview her regarding all that as well, and autism with a program very, very soon as well. what we would like to try and do is, if there's a trainer out there in autism, how do you handle your child at home at the moment? Now, it's difficult enough for you, Val, but for these people with autism, it's such a big challenge for them, because as somebody said to me there recently, they're not trained to take care of them 24/7 in the minds of where they are.
Yeah, people are in really, really difficult situations. So for the people who are in like your regular situation, you're allowed to feel miserable and you're allowed to feel sorry for yourself through this, because it is difficult. But to remember to take the gratitude that it could be so much worse. Like, we do have people like that in these awful situations. I don't have immense experience with autism, but I do know that they thrive on routine, and all those routines are now gone, and the regular people in their lives that would have cared for them and helped them are gone, and it's very confusing, as it is for what you would label a normal child. I'm not saying that autistic children are abnormal. I'm just, for the want of explaining that.
And more the reasons why we're trying to set up this group here at the moment. So if we have an unconditioned problem going on in our minds, or as a group, or as autism as a subject, this is a great opportunity now for people who have experience, like yourself, to come on here and share what is good for us going forward. So we hope to do more programs going forward on different subjects regarding whatever subject needs to be talked about at that given time. I suppose there's a lot of people out there at the moment, they're probably sick of each other too. They probably made a great bond as well. So we wish them all the best of luck on that one. And I know it's difficult to be in someone else's company 24/7 when you're sort of used to a routine like that. And that takes a lot of courage and understanding and bonding to get through. And just to say to everybody, you're not alone, and everybody is looking for the answers at times at home when things are not going the right way, Val.
Yeah, absolutely. It is. It's an extremely challenging time for everybody, and everyone has their own story and their background as to what's going on in their lives, and nobody has it easy at the moment. But we can take certain steps to lighten the load. And yeah, like, I know myself and the husband, we're ready to kill each other, and then we came up with a pact, and that the first person each day who is cranky or snappy to the other then wins, and the other person has to do something of their choosing. And we've had fun with it, and it doesn't work every day, but most days it does, and it's helped somewhat, and it's lightened things in the household, because we're all struggling with cabin fever, and all different emotions are coming up for everybody, and it's a case of delving through them and working through them. It's not one size fits all, but one thing that does help everybody is just getting into their breath and breathing down into their heart, down into their stomach, and then exhaling that full breath. The power, I can never say enough about the power of the breath alone. It's absolutely incredible. And just to come out of your head and connect into the body, it's absolutely incredible. And you will notice, if you do just sit, like if somebody is on here listening that never meditates or never does any of this type of thing, if you just sit and take a deep breath in through your nose and fill up your tummy like a balloon and let it go out, do that for 2 minutes, and notice how you felt before you started and notice how you felt after it. And it's just absolutely immense how powerful it is.
No, 100%. Breathing, meditation, and if things are not working for you at home, it's time to change. It's time to change our attitude, time to change our minds, time to discover what is the issue here. Why are we blaming the other person as well? Because any time we're blaming the other person, we're really pointing the finger back at ourselves. And it's important to get some sort of grounding around all that, because this is always showing our anxiety, our stress, and our anger, and we're probably taking it out on our next of kin. So I feel with a program like we're trying to set up at the moment, could be a good time for people to get in touch with themselves rather than just sort of blaming everybody else and blaming the Chinese and blaming Ronald Trump and everything else. Really, it's sort of looking us back in the mirror and saying, where are we responsible for all this as well.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And as we keep seeing everywhere, everyone is saying, when you can't go out, go in. So go internal into yourself. And you can't change anybody else as much as we want to and as much as we'd love to. And I find that's a lot with people who are in like the helping type of business. They're trying to help everybody, and some people aren't ready to be helped. It's their own time. So all you can do is work on yourself, and that in turn ripples out just like the Wi-Fi does, and you'll tune into the people who are on the same frequency as you, and that in turn makes the connections and it starts the pattern of healing. But you cannot go out trying to fix anybody else, because it's only yourself that you can work on and change and improve.
And have to be grateful and gratitude. The government are looking after a lot of people financially. The weather is super.
Yeah.
If this happened in November, we'd be cracking up because of the poor weather, the dark nights and everything else. And as you said earlier, we have our Wi-Fi, we have our YouTube, we have stuff online, we have programs like this setting up. There's opportunities. There's always opportunities. I feel as an entrepreneur myself in my own business, that when I say an entrepreneur, I'm self-employed, but like I'm always looking for that entrepreneurship that will come up with the next idea that could change my lifestyle in a business perspective as well. So there's plenty of opportunities for people maybe with that open-mindedness, maybe to get onto something as well that would improve them and improve the services available that might be needed going forward as well. Because we don't know what's going to come out of this. I know a lot of businesses are going to close down and everything else like that. And a lot of them were on the verge of just barely survival. And I think that's the point as well, that we want to bring up the program at some stages. It's not all about survival. It's about thriving too as well. You know, getting to things to grow. Rather than living in survival, let's strive into better things.
Yeah, definitely. This is impacting the entire world. But one thing that I think is so true, it's not survival of the fittest. It's not survival of the most intelligent. It's survival of those who are adaptable. And definitely with the entrepreneurial spirit, and it's something I talk about with the moms in my moms group from Moms Mean Business, I have said to them, pivot. I always laugh and I think of Ross and Friends when they're trying to get the couch in the corner up the stairs, pivot, pivot. And that's what so many businesses are doing, are they're pivoting and they're seeing the opportunities and grasping that and going for it and helping people. So this isn't a greedy thing where they're seeing the opportunities. This is service, this is helping people, and we just have to adapt. That's how we survive as a species, is adapting to our environment. And that is what we're doing, and it'll be so interesting to see how the world is going to change when we get out the other side of this. I can only hope. I've heard so many different opinions. I've heard people saying, oh, it's just going to go back the way it was, and if not, even worse, because everyone is just trying to catch up on the weeks and months of loss. But I still have that hope inside my heart that there will be massive change for the better and more positive, because we have been living in a crazy cycle in the world that it's obviously not sustaining us, because we have more mental health issues than we've ever had in the past. And I don't believe that's just because we're more connected online, so we're more aware of it and people are speaking out more, and that it was the same before. I don't believe that at all. I think these are all new mental health issues that are coming up because people cannot deal and live in this world and the structure of it. Yes, it suits some people, but for the majority, it doesn't. So I think there'll be big change.
Yeah, that's a very good point, Val. And the fact that now we have downtime and quiet time at the moment regarding seeing our issues a lot more. Would you find, because of our business down to work and everything else, that we've never recognized who are we really? I mean, now we're getting an opportunity to recognize who we really are and not to avoid that anymore. I think that's important, that we can recognize who we are, not just for ourselves, but for our children as well. We're doing this.
Yeah, that'll ripple down to the children, definitely. And what you're saying about who we are, people often, they value themselves on what they do, their living, their status in life and everything. Who you are is just in your heart. And where you live, it doesn't matter if you're in a house, you're in a shack, you're wherever it is that you are. You live in your head. Who you are is in your heart. This is something I took from Elizabeth Gilbert, and I just think it is so true. And when we think about that, we can be in the worst situations ever, but we remember we're living in our head, and who we are is in our heart. So everything else doesn't really matter at the end of the day. And I just think that gave me so much comfort when I heard that.
I think on that note, Val, you've said it all there. Would you just explain, Val, before you go here, to all our new audience on Open Minds, and just let people know, I'm Pat McLoughlin. This is Valerie Conway. You're on a recorded message here on Zoom for the moment. We hope to go live with 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. shows on Facebook. And Valerie Conway is my first guest here on Open Minds. And we're just discussing how all the planets, if you just joined us here late, how all the planets are in alignment with each other over the next 24 hours. And it's a good time with that energy that's here to heal any thoughts or belief systems that you want to let go, because the energy of the universe will be a lot more connected to heal your inner body. Val, finally, could you let's explain your own work that you're hoping to work from, and your own business from here on in?
Yeah. Valerie Conway, as you said, thank you so much, Pat, for having me on. It's been an absolute honor. And I work in a few different fields. My own personal work, I'm a life coach, a QTT practitioner, which is quantum thinking technologies, a Reiki master, and just qualified as a law of attraction coach. So I use these together to help. I mainly work with moms in business. I do work with others, but that is my main niche. And I'm the founder of Moms Mean Business, a support network for moms in business and self-employed. And my main thing is helping people move through blocks that are holding them back from living the lives that they want to actually live. So that's my main focus.
If they want to get in contact with you, Val, how do they find you?
Yeah, they'll find me on Facebook and Instagram. The website that I use is momsmeanbusiness.org. You can contact me through that. And I'm on Instagram as a wellness chick, and also on Instagram as Moms Mean Business.
Fantastic. Listen, we're going to put this out. We hope to have a good response. If anybody is out there and which would like to respond to anything positive or even negative that we have to say, I'm more interested in the negative stuff out there, folks. So please, if my hair is out of place, if I have shaved, or my colors are not right, or if anything I've actually said, I see your family here just in time to
They've just come back in from a drive.
Cut off. Yeah, so I'm going to sign off. I want to thank you very much for joining me today in my first program. I hope it went okay for both of us. I hope we don't have to re-edit this kind of work that we've done. You've been fantastic, Val. I wish you the best of luck. Thank you very much indeed. And like I said to the public out there, if you can hear me, if you wish to make a comment, please send us a message on our Open Minds page on Facebook. Like I said, we hope to go live or on Zoom each evening between 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. We'll let you know more about that, depending on the amount of people we can get involved. We're looking for NLP people, or anybody that would have an interest that will improve our mental health, to understand our minds, to understand our brain, to understand our consciousness, our subconscious, all that kind of stuff. It's an open forum regarding our own good vibes and good health. So again, Val, thanks very much for joining me.
Thank you so much. It has been an absolute honor. And this guy has just come in to join. Oh, I think he's after waking up. They went for a drive so I could do this with you.
Hi, Ziggy. How are you doing?
You gonna say hi?
Your first television experience. What's it like, Ziggy?
Oh, it's not.
You will look
always on.
You will look at it back at this in years to come, and when you make it in Hollywood, you can always say I was there, right? He's good looking up for a name, Val.
So yeah, that's what Moms Mean Business is about. It's child friendly and baby friendly. It's why I set it up to support self-employed moms that want to limit or to reduce the time spent away from their children, basically. and so he's on all my calls.
And listen, what other better way of advertising than having him there? That's what they're all about. It's all about the children. We've
Yeah,
lived our life now at this stage, Val, so it's
yeah,
time for us to clean up the world. And with things, what we're trying to do here, what I'm trying to do is clean up our minds so our children can have a better lifestyle going into this world. This is a very historic time, and I think this is a good time. I'm actually enjoying this this closed down at the moment, because you can get so much valuable things done that we've probably never done. And
yeah.
that doesn't include cleaning out my warehouse now in Pinnacle Maintenance in Gerald Griffith's Street, or setting up my new business on the Dublin Road next to Supermax. We're a maintenance cleaning company. I'm talking about cleaning up our minds.
Yes.
So, Val, on that note, and Ziggy, ciao for a while.
He's still half asleep. He's only been taken out of the car. Thank you so much, Pat. It's been an absolute honor, and well done for setting up this platform. It's so needed.
Thanks very much, Val. But this is all about the public out there and the people who want to get involved. It's your show. I'm just going to be hosting it.
Fabulous. Thank you
Cheers.
so much.
Val.